We happened to stop by and find this 69 Mustang Mach 1. Now, if you come in close, we know why it's a Mach 1. One that it has the clips here for the molding down at the bottom, and we know that it's a 69 because, of course, it has the scoops in the side here. If we come to the VIN number, we can see that it's a 9 for 69. Of course, T is the plant that it was made. 02 could be a fastback or a Mach 1 in 69. And of course, M has a 351 Windsor in it, and then the sequence number for the rest of the car. If we come around this way, we can see that it does still have, it looks like the original engine. It looks like that it did have power steering. One thing that's common on Mustangs specifically is they actually, they cut holes down here. Maybe if you can come in here close. So that way they can grease everything, and a lot of times when you find Mustangs, doesn't matter what year, 65, 68, 69, 70, it's kind of like they all were, that's the way they serviced them back then. Of course, Mach 1 had the hood pins here. We can see that they're still here in the car. If we come around to this side, before we open it up here, it still has the buck tag on the car. Buck tag, I guess, right here. We know that the car was originally yellow. Of course, we can decode everything about it. But what's cool about a Mach 1 is this car was originally a different color, but we see here that the owner has chosen to kind of black out the hood and kind of give it that different look. But it has been sitting here since 1991. And the owner tells me that his daughter was actually made in this car, so it's not for sale, but it's something that we did just want to kind of show you guys that they are still out there. So you can see here we made it to our destination. I was able to speak to the owner of the car. Unfortunately, this car is not for sale. He does have a Dynacorn body that he's going to basically recreate this car with, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But if we come and take a look at this car, there's several things that we can learn from this car. Now, this car is not a SS car, it's not a RS car, it's just a X11 car, and there's a lot of confusion on whether an SS was an X11 or not, and the fact is that it can be, and we're going to find out why this one's not, and how you can tell if you have a real X11 SS 350 car at home. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is, of course, look at the VIN number. We can tell that it's a V8 car. It does have the 1243 in the VIN. That's important. But what we'll do here is we'll get this thing open. If I can figure out, oh, there it is. Now, this car would not have had this is a cow hood. They make different cow hoods. They make a 4-inch and a 2-inch. This is the 2-inch. This car would not have had a cow hood from the factory. And we can see here that it does look like it has a small block 350 in it. Fan shroud's not original. AC is here. This one's not original to the car, but it is here. It just looks like it was just a regular Camaro that it was, just driven throughout its whole life. Now, the first thing is an X11, and when we look at the cow tag, you come in here, we can see that it is an X11 car. Okay, it is a Azure turquoise car, X55, and it does have a B right here. Now, this B means that it has a vinyl top, and then it does have a 727 interior color, which means that it would have had a white interior color. Right now, it looks like it's black in there, but it originally would have been a white from the factory. Now, how do we know if this was an SS car or not an SS car? Well, for one, I know the branches are hitting you in the face. For one, this car does not have power brakes. All SS's would have had power brakes. We can see here this brake booster. This is just a regular drum brake setup. It's not a power brake. Also, if you really want to get technical, we can count the hood springs. So an SS hood, if you've ever picked one up with the ice cubes in it, it's a lot heavier than a regular 69 Camaro hood. So the hood springs are heavier, meaning that they have more springs in here. And if it was an SS, it would have 28. This one has 26, so it's not an SS hood. Also, it would have had a 12-bolt rear end if it was a SS 350. And if we get down here, it should also have a proportion valve underneath here, which would have been found right here in this location, and it does not. So we can tell that this was not an SS car that way. It's one of the main things that I come across when I talk to people at like car shows or just in general. They think they have an X11 car. Oh, it was an SS. It's not anything wrong. It's just, you know, I just like to teach people on to find out exactly what they had. Now this car did have a vinyl top from the factory, and we can see here that it didn't help the car out. In other words, that if you look right here, we can see that there's just giant holes, and that's because if moisture gets in between the fabric here and the roof, it kind of just sweats and just eats the whole roof away. And if we come around here, we could take a look and see where, you know, the water would just run down here and just ate a giant hole. You can see how it sits right in the lips here. A lot of times when people restore their cars, this would have a black stripe in here for the molding. This one does not, because it was redone, and that's just something that they didn't do when they restored their car. A lot of people don't do that, but that's the way they were from the factory. If we open this thing up, we can see here that as mentioned before, it would have had a white basically interior. We can see that it does have black seats now, and it has of course the Power Glide automatic. That could have been a SS feature, but this car is not. So just a basic plain Camaro, nothing too crazy. Now the owner actually said that he has a Dynacorn body, and that he's just gonna swap the Dynacorn body. And me personally, I don't have a problem with that, but if you're going to do that, just make sure that you do it legally, and make sure that you actually follow the rules for the state that you live in, to swap the numbers over this for your new Dynacorn body. Overall, I mean, a pretty good little find. You don't really see these out in the wild too much, and I do appreciate the owner kind of letting me take the time to film this car. He does have another car. He has a 59 Cadillac. We'll go over and take a look at that right now. Cadillac, and that's this car right here. Now, it's not very often that you get to find a 59 Cadillac. You see plenty 60s, you see 61, 62, but this is the same car that Elvis had. This isn't a Cadillac Baritz or Eldorado Baritz or anything like that. It's just a Series 62 car. They made about 12,000 of these in 1959, and people ask me if that's a rare number. Now, they made 3,000 AA Arcudas, and I consider that to be a rare car, and they made 4 times as many of these. So is it rare? You can do the math and, you know, leave a comment below. Overall, these cars probably have the most recognizable tail fins of any car ever. They're also the largest tail fins of any car ever made, and they also, I mean, they just look freaking cool. I don't really know a whole lot about 59 Cadillacs. I've never kind of done a deep dive on it, but the reason that this car is sitting here is because the motor out of this car, which is, I believe, a LS 6.0 liter, the owner wanted to put in this car so that he could just kind of drive it every day, and I don't think that's a bad idea. It It looks like it's rough, but it doesn't seem too hateful. The doors, you know, they're not all completely rusted out. It has all the components. Normally when you find a car like this, it doesn't have like the seats, it doesn't have the carpet still in it. I mean, it just looks like a pretty decent Cadillac, and it is a 59. Yeah, what we'll do is take a look underneath the hood here, and it's a little bit of a surprise. Oh, man, that is a heavy hood for a big car. But you can see here that the owner does have a big block Chevrolet motor underneath here, and he told me that he was thinking about going the LS route. Yeah, so let me know in the comments what you would do, whether you would put a LS in it, whether you would put a big block in it like this one already has. If you guys haven't done so already, please just subscribe to the channel, like the channel, and that way you can follow along as we find more cars just like this in future videos. Again, my name is Parker, and this is Backyard Barn Finds.